Alright, Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters is out there. Unto the like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. It's a quick show through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, along with these brothers be edified. It's something through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, I was contemplating to do a show. You know how it is, one thing goes to another through the spirit. And matter of fact, I don't even know. I don't even know what scripture to start with. Matter of fact, I know what scripture to start with. Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 7:1. It says, "A good name is better than precious ointment, and a day of death than the day of one's birth." All right, and the key thing to this particular thing is a good name is better than precious ointment. And matter of fact, we got a precept to that quickly. Sirach 2:10 says, "Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord was confounded, or did any abide in his fear was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that call upon him?" And the answer to that is no one. All right, and I bring this as a precept because those men of the generations of old trusted in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. That's why we always reverence their names so highly. All right, that's why they looked upon as men of our forefathers, men of renown, men of good reputation, men that have did their course, and we to this day will look at those things of the past and aim to achieve that which was done before us. All right, that's why the scripture says, I'm not going to bring it out, it says everything that was written before our time was written for our what? For our learning, as examples of how to conduct yourself, which leads to good names. All right, but your name is not something that's just that your parents gave you. The name has meaning to it. That's why when you come into this truth, what's the first thing you do? What's the first thing, brothers, happens to brothers? You get a new name. All right, which is not really a new name. It's an old name but your spirit is refresh. Kainos in the Greek is refresh. All right, because now you know that who you must have been in the past and who you truly are. Okay, I bring this out for a reason. Okay, so let me get the other precept. It goes what I'm saying, but it's, like I said, I'm going with the spirit with this one. I always go with the spirit. So remember, we talking about good names, right? Luke 10:20. It says, "Notwithstanding in this rejoice, not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven." So why did the Lord said this for? Matter of fact, I'm gonna read up. Luke 10:18 said, "I said unto them," and he said unto them, "I beheld Satan as lightning falling from heaven. Behold, I give unto you the power to tread down serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you." So this is the most Yahushua giving the authority, the power unto his disciples. All right, this is the power that he gives unto them, which translated the power that he given unto us through the Spirit. All right. He said he also gave the roughly paraphrasing, the mouth that enemies can gainsay. Okay, so this is the power that he gave unto us, but this is the key out of everything that the Lord said. It says, "Notwithstanding, and this rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you," Because what was the disciples able to do? They was able to cast out devils and people. All right. They had the same ability that Yahushua did. So the spirits know who we are. The spirits know exactly what man, who's who, what's what, and they subjugated to the men of the Lord. All right. Which matter of fact, I have to get this one. Slakia. Key thing. I think it was vagabond Jews. I gotta bring this out real quick. Acts 13, 19 and 13. There's certain of the vagabond Jews exorcism, which meaning the exorcised spirits took upon to call upon the name. To call over them which had evil spirits, the name of the Lord Yahushua, saying, we adjourn you by Yahushua whom Paul preached. So they took these individual Jews, Israelites, took it upon themselves, seeing the power of Paul as an example in the name of Yahushua, casting out demons, and they took it upon themselves to go out there and do it. And it says, and there were 7 sons of one Sever, a Jew, and the chief of the priests which did so. And the evil spirit answered and said, Yahushua I know, Paul I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye? Why? Because these individual Jews, their name wasn't written. Alright? And this is a key thing. This is a key what I'm trying to point across. It says, verse 16, and the men in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them and overcame them and prevailed against them, so that they did flee out of that house naked and wounded. So those evil spirits jacked up these men. All right, they fucked them up. Roughly paraphrasing it, they give them a unholy beatdown. Okay, because they wasn't written. And why is this so significantly important? Watch. I'm gonna go back to St. John. I'm sorry, it's Luke 10 and 20. It says, notwithstanding in this rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. Because the names of the certain men are written in heaven. All right. Meaning these individual men were set from the very beginning to succeed in no matter what the task it is. So basically, there's a dossier in the heavens. All right, and every brother. All right, the hopeful elect, because that's what it's all about. It's all about the elect. All right, those are the names that's written, and the hopeful elect names are written that all the angels and the angels in the right hand and the angels on the left hand side knows each man. Okay, they know each man. That's why the angels on the left hand side always coming after brothers and kept doing things what they had to do to take them off their course, knowing that it won't happen. But that's the thrill of the hunt, so to speak. But the key thing to everything, that your names are written, and that's what we all hope for, that our names are written in the kingdom of heaven, and that's very important. Period. Now I could get what I want. Well, that's one of them. Daniel's 12. I believe it's 4 or 5. All right. Daniel's 12. All right, I'm sorry. It's Daniel's 12 and 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation. What time is that? Jacob's trouble. All right, Jacob's trouble, which is coming upon us very soon. Is about to. It's there, but it's about to be on a grand scale of things. And Jacob's trouble is going to be everybody else's trouble. Okay, but the difference between Jacob's trouble and everybody else's trouble, Jacob, which is the elect in the nation of Israel, is going to survive that trouble. While 2/3 of Jacob ain't going to make it. All right. And this is the main reason why it says, such as never seen since there was a nation, even to that same time. At that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. What book is this? What book is this speaking of? And that's the main thing. Not gonna get it. 2nd Ezra 6. I just had it 20. Right. 2nd Ezra 6 and I want to start at 18. And said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh to visit them that dwell upon the earth. That's talking about Yahweh Shai. All right. Yahweh is going to send Yahweh Shai to visit the earth. To do what? Bring judgment. And I will begin to make my inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustifiably with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. And that's talking about the other nations, Esau, the other nations. It says, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. And the books that should be opened in the firmament is not going to, Yahweh is not going to open the giant book before he brings judgment. All right, the judgment is already being set by these people breaking the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. When that judgment comes, is going to come by those ICBM nuclear missiles. All right, and Yahweh Shai. He's going to come and deliver the final blow. All right. And it says, and that was a point in that one. Now I can get the other one. Revelations 20. It was 20, right? 20 and 11. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. Which precept to that is Revelations 12. I believe it's 7. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angels, and prevailed not, neither was there any place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. It's not talking about the demon Satan, or the spiritual demon Satan. It's not talking about him. It's talking about Esau, Edom, that's going to be taken out of his power. That's why it says Michael's going to stand up. He's going to fight against his angels. His angels going to be what? NATO, the EU, his technology. He's going to try to fight against Yahweh Shai when he comes back. All right. And another precept, Revelations 1 and 7, it says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierce him. It's talking about Yahweh Shai. All right. And all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen. So when Yahweh Shai makes his entrance, it's not going to be a thing of, oh, look, what's that in the sky? It's going to be a grand stage of things. Every man, woman, and child is going to stop whatever they're doing, and they're going to look at the Lord, and they're going to know that it's the Lord. All right. Matthew's 25 and 31. to the point. It says, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. We just read that in Revelation, the 20th chapter. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. So the Lord is going to separate. All right. Although everybody's going to be in one, he's going to separate. How he's going to do separation? Matter of fact, no, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to keep going. He shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. So that's how he's going to separate. He's going to, that's the scripture says about the angels going to, the reapers is going to, they're going to do the selecting. So that the Lord's going to send the angels to go out there and, matter of fact, is in the next chapter. 25, 24, about 24. Sorry. There is Matthew 24:31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heaven to the other. And they're gonna gather the elect from the four winds, meaning what? They're gonna select. All right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna keep going. It says, I'm gonna jump down. It's Matthew 24, and there it is. I start at 40. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken and the other left. Watch therefore, for you know not what hour your Lord doeth come. And this is where the whole Catholic Church come up with the rapture business, which the scripture is not talking about the rapture. And after everybody been selected 7 years later, then the judgment comes. No, it comes at all at once. This is the Lord delivering his elect. Those that are what? Written in the book. Matter of fact, I'm going to go back to that. Revelations 20 and 11. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. Which we read that precept to that. And I saw the dead, small and great, stood before him, stood before the Most High, and the books were opened. That's that judgment. All right. Like we read 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter. It says, and another book was opened, which is the book of life. And that's why the Lord told his disciples, rejoice not the spirits that are subjugated under you, that your name is written in heaven. Because that's the book of what? Remembrance. Matter of fact, so I said that. Malachi 3 and 15 says, 3 and 16. Then they that fear the Lord spoke often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord, and that thought upon his name. Let's go to another precept. Revelations 14 and 1. It says, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000. His father's name were written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of the harps harping with their harps. And they sung it as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the 24 and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. And what was that? It says redeem. It says to be in the marketplace, to attend it, to do business there, buy or sell, of an idle people, to hunt, to marketplace, lounge. Okay? Which, if you go into what Matthew's the 20th chapter, I believe, tells you about the men that was idle, and that was called the 3rd hour, the 6th hour, the 9th hour, and the 12th hour, or maybe the 11th hour. Okay? So the 144,000, which is selected out of all of Israel, and the elect of the nation Israel, the Lord, that's who are written in that book. Okay? And that's what we aim to be. That's what we're doing, We hoping and praying that our names are written in heaven. Okay? It says, back to Revelations 20 and it says, and I saw the dead, small and great, which that goes to 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, around about the 17th verse, the dead that died in Yahweh Shai. Okay? Because when Yahweh Shai comes, which tells you in St. John's, the 5th chapter, that how the dead will be quickened if everybody's going to be attendant. Those that died before, for what other reasons, the Lord's going to reanimate everything. Everybody's going to be there, see his coming. Okay? This is the great judgment that I'm speaking of. This is the most scariest thing, and the thing that we all aim to be on his right hand. Okay? And the only ones that's going to be in his right hand is the elect of the nation of Israel. That's how deep this thing of ours is. It says, and the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. That's what the scripture says in 2 Ezra, the 9th chapter. But if I may get that real quick, I can't quote it. I'd rather just get it. 2 Ezra 9 and about, I think, 10. I'm sorry, it gotta go up. 2 Ezra 9 and I started 6. Even so, the times also the highest have plain beginnings in wonder, powerful works, and endings in effect and signs. And everyone that shall be saved from what? Why is those people going to be saved from destruction? And shall be able to escape by his works, and by faith whereby ye have believed. So your works, going out there in highways and byways, pushing this word, feeding the flock, doing the things that you got to do, and your faith in Yahushua, belief in Yahushua, that he is the one, all right? Which is ultimately going to lead to what? To believe. These are the signs of those that are going to be written in the book of life. Okay? I'm going back to this. It says, in those things which were written in the books according to their works, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. And why is everybody going to be judged by the law, statutes, and commandments? Okay? Every man, woman, and child is going to be judged by those things. But the faith in Yahweh Shai, the faith, because this is all about predestination, predetermination. Okay? Yeah, we're going to be judged by the laws. Everybody's going to be judged by the laws. But who is able to keep those laws to the best of their ability? Who found grace in the sight of the Lord? The elect. All right? It says, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. So is death in another dimension? Hell in another dimension is going to come out of hell and then go into hell? No, it's talking about this. And ultimate death is what? Sin. So sin is going to be swallowed up. All right, that's what the scripture says about death, where is thy sting? This is 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, tells you. All right, because sin is death. So those people that translate or is going to be transformed into immortality, they're going to escape that death. This is the great judgment. All right. It says in the lake of fire, this is the second death. Because the first death is what? By fire. By water. Slakia. Slip of the tongue. And the second death is what? By fire. Second Peter's the 3rd chapter tells you that exactly. Okay? Whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. So those that are not found in the book of life, those that are not determined to survive, okay, who was be able to escape this ongoing death, is not written in the book of life. Those that are written in the book of life are destined to escape this death. Okay, matter of fact, real quick, and I'm gonna end it on Revelation 15:1. It says, "And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last." I'm sorry. Yes, it is. Having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled with the wrath of the Most High. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name. Which is talking about what? The RFID microchip, the New World Order. Okay? It says, stood on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High. What's that sea of glass? It's talking about in the chariots. That's why Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, tells you about the strangeness of their salvation, being beamed up by chariots to go into other chariots and go to the fathership, where Yahushua, like the scripture said, where we shall meet Yahushua in the air. All right, long one are part of the elect. It says, and they sung the song of Moses, and the servant of the Most High, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord, our power almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thy King of saints. And what's some of the true, that everything that the Lord said is going to come to fruition. And we hope and pray, I'm going to keep saying it, that we are part of that elect. That's the goal. You can't make yourself part of your elect. You just got to be part of your elect. But every man's work is going to be what he's going to get judged by. All right? It says, who shall not fear thee, O Lord, and glorify thy name? There's that name again. For thou only art holy, for all nations shall come and worship before thee, for thy judgment are made manifest. Because what the Lord's about to do, he's about to terraform, he's about to transform the whole planet Earth in the most violent way, man. And those that survive around the world, not in America, but those that survive around the world are going to be in great fear of the devastation that Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua shall bring. Okay? And there will be, they're going to, and once brothers come back through the Spirit, well, in reality, once brother comes back in their new bodies and take over the world, then they're going to know the God of Israel, because we're going to make sure they understand who they know is the God of Israel. All right? It says, and after that I looked, and behold, the temple of the tabernacle of the testimony in heaven was open. So, you know what? I'm just going to end off on that. So those that are written in the book of life is destined to survive the most devastating thing that's ever going to be taking place in human history, man history. All right? And Lord willing, us brothers that's doing the will of the Lord willing, us brothers that's doing this work for the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, sincerity and truth, Lord willing, we be found in that book of life. May our names be in the heavens. And the Lord remember us when the time comes. Because we are in some serious times. So with that being said, shalom to the elected nations. Shalom.